So we got a new account in honor of the Mando, and we're gonna play a few games here, see if we can't get a few interesting out of the set that I'm gonna play. As the rating goes up and up and up, we will, do a little bit of game analysis, play a little blitz. So if I'm gonna play at this point, I at least want to make it interesting for somebody. So I'm going to play openings I don't normally play, so we can both be in the learning process. It does pull down my ability level quite a bit when I'm not playing openings that I know. So, or know well, I should say. Okay, with knight c3, let's go with e6 and see if he goes e4 and transposes into a French, which he does. And I know a little bit about this, so I think we should be okay. F3 was probably a mouse slip. We'll go c5 because Mr. Natural, why not? Threatening queen h4 check. So let's add just a bit more pressure there. White's position's getting a bit awkward. And that's what we were hoping for. Check and Yahtzee. Yeah, anytime I see that f-pawn move in a weird way, I'm looking at that queen h4 idea in the French. And yoink. That's mine. Threatening more. Lots of threats here. It's just painful. Alright, we'll collect the rock. There we go. I expect something like knight b5. That'd probably be a decent try. Trying to trap me in. Any way to save. Let's try that. The idea of knight check. Or that. Get my knight out of the corner. Now, simple chess. Trade down when you're up material. Prevent the knight from coming to b5. And I don't even need these two pieces to win. Extra pawn and such. Okay. So now that I said that, I'm going to try to make a game out of not touching those pieces. Which does make it much harder. But my opponent doesn't know that, so that at least makes it somewhat interesting. So he's got to go king d3 here. Or hang the knight. And it puts me in a conundrum because if I go rook d3, I win, but I'm technically using the bishop. I was trying not to use the bishop or the rook in that position, so that's a bit disappointing. And I don't know if there's too much to analyze in that one, other than with knight c3, undoubtedly the best move is going to be d5. And then you have these Jobava London or Veresov positions with bishop g5 or bishop f4, both of which I cover in depth in the Aggressive Queen's Gambit Decline on Chessable. And there's a short and sweet, that's a free version that you can take a look at. But that's one way to go. Or this e6 line, especially if you're a French player. I mean, this went directly into, like, I would much rather play, this type of French. I didn't expect if he's playing an early knight c3 that he's going to be one of those exchange guys. Because it seems like every time I try to play an instructive French game, I end up getting an exchange French. There's tons on this channel. But knight fd7, and then f4 is probably what he meant to do, where this position also cover in Master the French Defense, and I recommended bishop e7 here. And there's some very interesting lines if white attempts to go long. And notice the stats just jump up and the engine starts liking us a lot, where you get this kind of mean looking attack that white has. But it's just like one of those things. You have to be comfortable and know what's going on and you're completely okay here. I mean, this is spooky with bishop h6, but if you're just cold-blooded, I mean, if he grabs here, our king is completely safe. And look at all the play we're getting, this massive center. If this pawn drops, it makes our attacking prospects easier. So it's funny, I say I'm going to play something I don't know, and then I end up getting like this. But f3 helped. And c takes d4 immediately. That does make sense. I did have the idea in mind. I guess, okay, he could play f4 and fix the problem. Just wasting a full move, but after c takes d4, yeah. And let's see how accurate I was with the rest. Knight takes c2, obviously. Now this next move, knight takes e5. I guess there's no way for him to get to the knight. Knight c5 didn't drop the evaluation too much. Yeah, I'm really focusing when going through this on accuracy levels. And then rook c8 was correct. a5. I guess to hold back b4 and put the pawn structure in the agreement with the light square bishop. But I was thinking a6 to go bishop b5 like I did in the game, just to secure the bishop. And the line that I was calculating was king d3 and rook takes b4, so I was going to be spot on with that. All right, and that will do it for the first game in this series. There'll be a few more.